Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna officially close my August budget. We're in September already, so it's like about time I do this. I just had a couple of things that I needed to plug in into my monthly calendar view so I could see all my transactions. So this is how my August calendar looked like. I'm pretty happy about all the no spends on here, especially since moving away from the cash envelope system and into just a regular checking account just for cash envelopes. It made me extremely strict on how I could spend my money, and in that regard it caused a lot of no spends because I was like, oh, I can't swipe my card, like I can't do it, and I can't touch my other checking account because that's like literally zero base budgeted, and there's no way, like there's just no way. So here we are. Here is how my month ended up looking like. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 no spend days, which is kind of insane on my part because usually all of this will be filled to the brim. And I'm actually proud of myself. So calendar wise, it went pretty well. Everything got paid. I only had one unbudgeted expense, and that was on the 18th, and I remember it clear as day. I was having like the worst day in the planet, so I decided to go to Starbucks to make myself feel better. And then I was like, you know what, I'm such in a bad mood that I just want to make someone feel better because I have no idea how to make myself feel better. So what I did is I did like a pay it forward to someone. So while I was at the Starbucks drive-through, I went ahead and just paid for someone behind me. And I was like, you know what? I'm having a shitty day. Let them have like a good, like, oh, yay kind of moment. So that was the only unbudgeted expense I had. And that came from a buffer that I had in my cash envelope system in my debit card. I think I had like about $80 or $67 like as a buffer. And that is where that came out of. So I didn't really mess with my cash envelopes, but I did have that unbudgeted expense. The only thing that I didn't really have is my renter's insurance. I went ahead and just canceled my renter's insurance with my previous company and I switched over to AAA, and I paid $148 for the entire year, so I don't have to worry about that. And that came out of like my personal savings, so that didn't really mess with anything of my personal income or anything. So that one's just like good to go, and I don't have to worry about it ever again. So I'm pretty happy on that. The only thing that I did have kind of issues with is my cat Bean. I think I budgeted out like about $80 for her. However, after her vet appointment and then her grooming, I guess I didn't really take effect of like her food. So I did have to dig into my grocery money to pay for cat food, and I bought it in bulk. So that was about $45 that I took away from my grocery budget. But that was the only like kind of like interchangeable scenario I had where I had to like pull from cash envelopes to adjust for other things that I had budgeted already that I just didn't account for. So if we look at my weekly check-in over here, because I did this off camera, I ended it up with $12.79 left over from my grocery category. I spent all my gasoline money. I literally like almost on the last week, I believe. Yeah, I ended up pumping $15, which was everything that I had left in the gas category because I was literally on nothing. So I was like, you know what? I need to pump something. So I ended up using all of my gas money. And then for my spending category, I only had $1 left over, $1.21, and then the budgeted, like I said, was $17.45. So for the month of August, what I had left over for my cash envelopes that I will be just rolling into just like as a buffer for September is, let me see, $12.79 plus $121 plus, that's it. I literally have $14 that I will be rolling over to September that will act as a buffer in case like I want to do like another pay it forward situation, because yeah, I kind of have those scenarios. Savings wise, I did pretty freaking amazing, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought I only needed like 4 little thingies here, like spaces, so I can accommodate all my savings tracking. However, I kind of went above and beyond, and that's because I really took in my sticker shop into account and some of my YouTube money to make this possible. So from my personal payouts, like from workers' comp, I only contributed $148.83, and everything else came from my sticker shop and YouTube. And for the month of August, I ended up throwing $1,023.84 to my emergency fund, which is kind of insane. So if I do 2384, I pulled $875.01 from my sticker shop and YouTube to fund my emergency fund. So I ended up with a total of $8,644.68 in my savings account. I'm aiming for 15 grand to have 6 months fully funded for my emergency fund. So we're getting there. I'm pretty excited. And then we move down here, we're dealing with my sinking funds. For the month of August, I only had planned to contribute to my Christmas fund because that's like, you know, that's what's coming up. However, when I was like coming to the end of August, I was realizing that, you know, I had spare money in my personal account because I didn't contribute from it to my savings. I just pulled it from my sticker shop and stuff. So all that extra rollover money that I had sitting around in my personal account, I was like, you know what, let me just fund my sinking funds that are like missing, which is my medical sinking fund. So after I saved $100 for my sinking funds for Christmas, I was like, you know what, I have $150 still lying around that I don't want to necessarily throw in my emergency fund because I already hit my $1,000 goal. So I actually threw it at my medical fund. So I ended up with my medical fund at $157.39, and for my Christmas fund I am now at $300. So if I do here, I didn't add anything for cart maintenance, but to my medical fund, I did end up doing $150. And then for Christmas, I ended up doing $100. So the end balances for these were $300 and then $157.39. So I'm pretty happy about this. And then everything else stayed the same. My cart maintenance is at $365. My car registration is at $260, and I just received a bill for my car maintenance, my car registration, and I think it's about $242. So like I'll have spare money after I pay it. And then of course my AAA membership is at $84. That won't pull out until December, I believe. So right now in my sinking funds, I add this up, I have a total of $1,166.39 saved up just for these occasions. So car maintenance, medical, car registration, AAA membership, and Christmas. So that is pretty good. So this savings page, it was really nice to see how I actually did pretty amazing. So I'm pretty excited about that. So now that we have all of that out of the way, let's go over here and check out how my August budget actually went. So if we take a look over here, and I'm going to zoom you guys in. For my rollover, I thought I had $562.36 in my bank account when August started. However, they had quick paid me some money, and in that midst there was a leftover amount on there that he just told me to keep. So in total, what I came into August was $581.60. To start off the month, and then paychecks 1 and 2 were exactly what they were, $1248.32. That's just because it was workers' comp. That was a set rate. That is a set rate, and that will never change. However, I wasn't expecting to do anything for miscellaneous, but as you guys saw, I did throw a lot of that money into my savings. So what I threw into it, how much did I say I threw into it? Let me check one more time. So if I do 561.59 plus 150 plus 163.41, 875, I'm guessing. Okay, I must have done some weird math before, but $875 is what I ended up contributing to my savings, which is what my miscellaneous category of income ended up being. So for the month of August, I ended up using or dealing with a total amount of $3,953.24. So that's everything that came into August that I dealt with, that I managed, that I threw and at categories to satisfy all these bills. So let's look at all of my bills over here. So for my health benefits, I rounded it out to be 135, but in reality it's a 134.37. For like my dental, vision, and medical stuff and life insurance. My natural gas, I believe that was really cheap. It was $7.58. So I really overshot that budget. I don't know why. I think in my previous apartment it was always around $25, but now I don't know if there's like something going on, but it's been $7, $1, $6. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how that is going. My phone bill stays the same. That has always been the same, $57. And then my car insurance came at $133.90. And then for my renter's insurance, like I said, I didn't pay out of pocket. That came out of my savings account, and that was for an entire year's worth of renter's insurance, so I don't ever have to worry about that ever again. So it didn't mess with any of that. So in total, my bills ended up being a total of $332.85. For my cash envelopes, let me see. I'm not sure if I changed some of the numbers over here, but I did 190, 50, 25. So actually, no, they all stayed the same. So if I do 190 plus 50 plus 125 times 2, I ended up sending $730 to my Betterment account. So that all stayed the same. So that didn't change. So I'm just going to leave it as is. You know, didn't matter. I did, however, have an unbudgeted expense, but since it didn't affect any of this, it's like it never happened because it was used by the buffer in my other checking account where I have all my cash envelopes stored. So I'm not even going to put an unbudgeted source there since it doesn't affect this income here. Okay, miscellaneous section. We come over here. I did save the $925. And that was paid already to my September rent. We're good on that. Bean, however, was a little bit more expensive. However, since I used my part of my grocery fund, I'm not going to include it, but I will include the two that I did have, which was her vet appointment, which was $61.60. And then her grooming session, which was $31. So in total, I ended up spending $92.60 on her. It says I budgeted $161 for her. However, I did see that I whited it out, so I'm not sure if like by mistake I didn't include that earlier in my budget to like keep in my bank account. But at the end, I only did have $92.60 for her in that aspect. For emergency fund, I was budgeting out $761 to happen. But as you guys saw, I went above and beyond and I threw $1,023.84 at my emergency fund. So that is really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here. And then for Christmas and I'm going to include medical. Just going to put medical. I did $250 for those categories. So in total for this section right over here, I ended up spending and saving a total of $2,291.44. So that's how that's looking. So if I go ahead and put my real income, my actual income that happened, we do $3,953.24. We did a total bills of $332.85. Cash envelope stayed the same as 730, and then my miscellaneous was almost like double what I think I budgeted the first time, was 2,291.44. So if we do the math, and I'm not sure if it's gonna make any sense because this number is pretty big, but let's see if it all comes down to a good number. Let's see, I'm supposed to have a leftover of 598.95 as a buffer to go into September. Now, I know for sure some of that has to be able to save for my beginning bills in September. So I know like my health benefit is supposed to come out of that. My phone bill is supposed to come out of that. My gas is supposed to come out of that. Beans, grooming stuff is supposed to come out of that, and her food. So about 330 is supposed to be my buffer, but I'm not sure if there's something going on here that I'm supposed to be throwing at savings or anything, but that's how it actually went. But I was able to do everything for the month of August that I thought was necessary. I'm really happy that August went really well for me, especially in the savings department. So here's to September. I'm really happy. And if you guys haven't seen my September budget setup, I'll link it in the cards above here so you guys can check it out. That one is fully set up, and I'm really happy that it's going to go the way it is, because that is going to be relying on pure self-employment, and I'm just excited, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know how your month of August went. I know mine's is pretty it was pretty jam-packed, but I'm so ready for like September, because here is September and look at how like empty that bill section is. It's wonderful. I love it. And like I said, if you have not checked out my September budget, it is already up in my channel. So I'll catch you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and check the links down below in the description box in case you're interested in my planner or my stickers. All right, bye you guys.